But Herbie, you look at we're gonna have the conversation on Jalen Hurts, right? He won Super Bowl MVP. All right. It is what it is. He's a champion. I ain't gonna take anything away from him, but I'm gonna be honest with you, Herbie. I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback have an easier time winning a championship.
Dog, all right, fuck it. I was trying to give them grace. Fuck them. All right. I don't even want to talk about them for real, the positive light. Fuck them. You got another Super Bowl. Congratulations, you pieces of shit. All right, let's get busy, man. Fuck the bullshit. I'm trying to bro, I couldn't contain this fake humbleness for these bastards, bro. Let's get into it, man. All right.
Let's get
All
into
right.
it.
All
Let's
right.
get into it, Herbie. Go ahead, man. Cook.
The most annoying thing about this game is that it made sense. Like, everybody knew. Nobody was wrong. Nobody was wrong. Everybody knew going into the game what team was clearly superior, what team was clearly more talented, what team overall should win. It was always the Eagles. Why? Because they put together one of the most talented rosters that we have ever seen post free agency.
Facts.
I'm going to say this. Y'all are not going to bully me into thinking opposite, or thinking otherwise, dog. Jalen Hurts is still mid, bro. I don't care what he do.
He
I
went
don't
there.
care what he do. He's mid, Rod. He's mid, Eagles fans. He's mid, fly Eagles, fly Philly Nation. Fuck out of here, man. I don't want to hear that shit. I want to hear this shit. It took the greatest offensive line that we've seen since the 90s Cowboys. It took one of the greatest defensive lines we have ever seen, period. It took all at minimum Pro Bowl caliber defensive backs. It took C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Cooper DeJean, Zach Braun, fucking Cooper, Quinyon Mitchell. You feel me? It took a top 5 wide receiver. It took arguably the second or third best number 2 receiver in the fucking league. He is not on the team, on his own offense. Might be the 8th best player on his own offense. He ain't better than Lane Johnson.
Mm-mm.
He ain't better than Nico Malata.
Nope.
He's not better than A.J. Brown. He's not better than Devontae Smith. He's definitely not better than Saquon. Hey, what are we doing? What did I learn about Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts could win a Super Bowl with the most talented roster I've ever seen in my life. Okay. Congratulations, Joe Flacco. Fuck out of here, man.
You know what's funny, Herbie? That was it's messed up, but that was the comparison I thought about with Jalen Hurts, Herbie. Like because here's the thing, I had one of my coworkers, right? Like he was like before the Super Bowl, he was like, yeah, the Eagles gonna win. He was just like, oh man, he's like, Jalen Hurts, man, he's dope. I said, look, because he doesn't watch football as much as we do, right? He watches football mostly. He doesn't really watch American football, so I had to explain to him. I said, look. I said, Jalen Hurts, I said, he's not bad. He's not bad. He's a good quarterback.
Definitely not bad. He's a good quarterback.
He's a good quarterback. But he is the beneficiary of, like, there is no quarterback. Because here's the thing, Herbie. It's one thing to have the best offensive line, the best running back, the best defense, all of that. But for all them things, for everybody to be
at
healthy,
the same time, to be healthy,
everybody to be healthy.
They had 6 people that did not play. None of them were actually hurt. They were healthy scratches. The whole team was healthy. The whole team.
That never happens. like for Herbie, at the end of the day, Herbie, you could make the case. You could make the case in a lot of seasons that the healthiest team is going to win because like we always say that the league is a war of attrition, right? It's a physical game. Guys get hurt. It's just hard to have a healthy team. I've seen the Dolphins fall apart year after year after year, even when our teams look decent, because injuries just completely just take us apart. And you see this with multiple football teams. Look at the Detroit Lions, Herbie. This was supposed to be the Lions' year, right? And it was looking like it was going to be their year, and then they literally lost
50%,
their whole starting defense.
50% of their team ended up on IR this season.
Yes.
50%.
Yes.
They literally had dudes that were off the street starting in games, dog, the next week. They didn't have any bodies. They ran out of bodies. They started with 52 dudes. They did not finish with 52 dudes. They finished with dudes that they didn't even know if their key cards could work, bro. HR had to let them in the building, bro. Like, that's what happened to the Lions. That did not happen to the Eagles. So not only did the Eagles get the talent, they had the health. They had an incomplete team, right? And I say all that to say this. Two things can be true. And I said it. I already said it, but I'm going to repeat it for emphasis. Jalen Hurts is good enough to win you a Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts needs the most talented team I've probably ever seen in my life to win a Super Bowl. Two things can be true. It happened at the same time. The reason why he's good enough to win you a Super Bowl is because the last time they made the Super Bowl, he was the best player. He was the best player on his team. That was one season. The rest of his career, he's been a liability. The one time he got pressured in the Super Bowl, the nigga threw a pick. He just threw up for grabs.
Yeah, that was the one mistake he had. That was the one mistake he had.
Because that's the one time, like you said, when they forced the issue, when they forced the mistake, when they forced it out of him. You see what happens when he's put in an not comfortable situation. The man's throwing the ball 25 yards behind his receiver. Again, guys, y'all want to come at me. Y'all want to get mad at me. His wide receiver had to read a mental health book to keep him from punching him in the mouth. His wide receiver went crazy trying to pretend that they were cool. His wide receiver needed therapy because he got tired of fake the funk, man. But y'all mad at me, though. All right, bro.
Herbie, listen.
Wait. I gotta get. When have you ever seen Devontae Smith say anything bad or have any negative to say about anybody? This man kikiing with AJ Brown, like, man, this nigga ass, man. I'm tired of this nigga. I'm tired of this man, bro. Like, but y'all want to get mad at me though. Yeah, okay, all right, you got it, bro. You got it, dog. What you saying, Rod?
No, Herbie, it's like, look, I know the Eagles fans are gonna come on here and they're gonna say, man, you hating on Jalen Hurts, and look, y'all have to understand, like, this is just my perspective watching it as an objective football fan, because Herbie is a Cowboys fan. Like, I know this is Fin Out of Water. I'm the Fin Out of Water. Herbie is a Cowboys fan, so obviously he's gonna feel this way about the Eagles. But let me tell you something about Jalen Hurts. There is something to be said about a quarterback. Like, I just feel like watching the Super Bowl. And Jalen Hurts made plays. I'm not trying to take away anything he did.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He won the Super Bowl plays. MVP. Like, they're gonna give the award to somebody.
And he deserved it. If he had the stats, he put up 3 touchdowns. I am not taking none of that away. Again, it doesn't look like that because if you don't say he's a top 5 quarterback, anything else under that is an insult. It's disrespect. I have no reason to hate Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, outside of that disgusting Eagles uniform, is the beacon. He is a role model. He is, if I had a son, I would say this is who I want my son to be. He is a black man that minds his business and don't say shit and goes home and kiss his wife. That's it, or his fiance. So this is not personal, dog. Me saying that he's mid is not an attack on him, the person, right? Like, but he's mid. That's okay. Mid just means middle of the pack, mediocre. How many quarterbacks could I put in his position would win a Super Bowl? Justin Herbert, who I despise, I think would win a Super Bowl with that Eagles roster, bro.
You know what, Herbie? That's probably
Jalen. Dan, let me ask you a question. I'm sorry to cut you off, but let's just go through the list, right? Let's go through the list, right? Where's the line of demarcation, bro? And you filibust while I get the starting quarterbacks because we're going to get to the bottom.
No, I mean, Herbie, I could tell you right now. I mean, there are probably 20 different starting quarterbacks in my head that you could plug into the Eagles, and they're still great, right? Like it's like, because here's the thing, Herbie, the degree of difficulty for Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl was not high. It just wasn't high because majority of the time he was protected. His receivers were getting open. He made the throws he needed to make, Herbie, and that's one thing. That's one thing I can't take away from a guy because he could miss those throws. He could throw a bunch of picks. He could play badly.
He could read the defense wrongly. He could put like the pass to Dotson. He checked out of that. That was him. He saw the coverage. He said, "Hey, we're gonna do this instead." He made a play. Cool. Every quarterback can do that, man. Unless you're Zach Wilson, dog. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Listen, this. Brock Purdy can do it too, Matt. All right. Hey,
oh man.
If I put Brock Purdy on the because Jalen has a higher ceiling, okay, you got Brock Purdy. If Brock Purdy is the guy that you got to come for, bro, you proving my point, man.
Here's what Herbie. This is the nicest thing I can say about Jalen Hurts, and I can only say it now because he's won a championship, and it's even saying it is kind of tough. But I have to be honest with myself. You could speak on his intangibles, like
Absolutely.
you can speak on his intangibles, like Jalen Hurts. At the end of the day, there are a bunch of quarterbacks I can see in his position winning with this Eagles team, but would they not have like he was ready for the moment, Herbie, and
Ready for the
that's
moment.
half the battle. That's half the battle, honestly. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say this in fairness to Jalen Hurts got benched in a national champion game for Tua Tagovailoa. Most people would go left and completely just flutter out and don't even make the NFL. What did he do? He made himself a good quarterback. Because at that point, he wasn't even draftable. He was not going to be drafted. If he did get drafted, it might have been in the 4th or 5th round. He made himself a professional quarterback. He went to Oklahoma. He won a Heisman, or I don't know if he won a Heisman, but he put himself in that position to go from somebody not being able to finish a national championship game and got benched for a freshman, or a redshirt freshman, whatever he was. It didn't matter. He still got benched in a national championship game. The fact that he had the mental toughness to fight through that, go to another school, make himself a much better quarterback, get drafted in the 2nd round, fight and compete for the starting job against a guy who was going to win MVP if he didn't blow out his ACL in Carson Wentz, and then go to a Super Bowl, be the best player in that Super Bowl, lose, have the mental toughness to get back into the Super Bowl and win it. He deserves all the flowers for all that, bro. I could acknowledge all of that and still think he's mid. It's cool, man. Like it's cool, dog. Like it's cool. It's cool, man. But just for the fuck of it, Rod, I got the list up right now, bro. So these are the people that we're not even going to talk about: Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. We're not even going to mention them. So they're done. All right, so I'm gonna throw out a name for you, bro. Rod, Justin Herbert. Win or not win with this roster?
Win.
I'm going to save this person for last, bro. Jared Goff, win or don't win with this roster?
He could win, but with Jared, sometimes you worry about it. He could be Jared Goof, but he could be Jared Goof, but he'll win.
All right.
He can win.
Matt Stafford.
You should have skipped him.
Okay, you're right. We should have skipped him. That wasn't fair to him. Geno Smith.
Geno could win.
Okay, all right. All right, this is where it gets. All right, Jordan Love.
Nah. Jordan Love for sure. I think he could win with this roster.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker could win.
Kyler Murray.
No, just because no matter how much talent he has around him, Call of Duty is still his first love, man. So Kyler Murray's just good.
I got two last ones, bro. Derek Carr.
Ooh. Damn, Jalen Hurts is better than him. I don't think.
Okay, fair enough. No, fair enough. Absolutely. And then last but not least, Dak Prescott.
I'm not sure, man. I don't know.
Hey, you know how I feel about Dak. You ain't saying shit to me.
You know what it is,
about him.
The only reason I'm thinking is because when Dak had a great roster around him, he looked really good, like when he was a rookie and shit like that.
Until he got to the playoffs, and this is where I'll be fair to Jalen.
Intangibles.
Dak is intangibles. Dak a loser, man. Hey, fuck all that. He's just a loser, man. Dak's a loser. That dude's a loser. Like, he's a loser. Like off the bat, he's a loser. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that about Jalen Hurts, bro. I cannot say that. As much as I hate that dude, I can't say that about him. That guy loser. Get out of here, man. Hey, listen, man. I'm doing y'all how my daughter do me, man. Thumbs down, man. Get out of here, man.